One of the things that the National Association of Realtors does extremely well is ask questions. After a transaction, they will ask the buyer and the seller certain things about the transaction. One of the questions is, would you use the agent that helped you through the transaction again? When they say no and are asked the reason why, it's because they weren't communicated with effectively or often enough. That's a really easy problem to solve. All you have to learn is how to communicate and when. To do that really well, all you need to do is put yourself in your client's shoes. In the Buddhist world, we call that exchanging self for others. And you not only do that with your clients, but do it with the agents that you talk to, do it with the lawyers that you talk to, the contractors. Put yourself in their shoes and think about what they are looking to have happen. Think about what they might want to know. And that's what you communicate to them. So when you text someone, when you email someone, when you leave someone a voicemail, be impossible to be misunderstood. And what do I mean by that? Read the text, read the email, listen to the voicemail 2 or 3 times before you send it or leave it. And make sure that you put yourself in the recipient's shoes and you can understand it. For example, when we're sending emails to people, we format them like this. The first part of the email says, "This is what we know," and then we have bullets after it that say the facts. So this is what we know, bullet, bullet, bullet. Then we say, this is what we believe, bullet, bullet, bullet. And finally we say, this is what we recommend, bullet, bullet, bullet. It's an extremely effective way to communicate with someone via email. When I call a client, I will often leave a voicemail. Because of the way we live and work with our cell phones today, clients, lawyers, contractors, other agents are always wondering, gee, what was the voicemail that was just left for me? They might be in a meeting and they're looking at their telephone. They know that someone just called. They might even know that it's you. Why not send them a text saying, I just left you a voicemail, not urgent, but important. Listen to it when you can. Something to that effect. I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, gee, I really appreciate the way you leave me voicemails and then text me that it's not urgent. When a buyer or a seller is involved in a transaction, they're almost always a little anxious. And a call comes in. If they're in a meeting, they may want to run out of the meeting to listen to the voicemail. If you tell them via text that they don't have to, they get the message and they feel a lot better. And that's what this is all about. That's what the real work is to help people and keep them from feeling anxious, because there's no need to feel anxious in this business. I rarely call them without notes. So if I need to give them some information, whether it be good or bad, I will write my notes. I usually put it in the form of an email. I send the email. I wait an hour or so, and then I call them to go over it. And I have the email in front of me. Now, they've already had time to digest the news that I just gave them, be it good or bad. And I have talking points in front of me so that I'm very consistent with what I've said and with what I'm going to impart to them. It's a great system. But there is a bit of training involved with your clients and with yourself as well. You need to set expectations, personally as well as professionally with the people that you work with, whether they be clients, other agents, attorneys, etc. I have set a personal expectation of not doing anything before 8 o'clock in the morning or after 6 o'clock at night. I don't look at my phone, I don't look at texts, I don't look at emails, I don't listen to voicemails. As far as expectations with clients, I will have a conversation with them early on in our relationship, usually right after they've hired me, and I will set the expectations. I will tell them the same thing that I don't usually look at email, talk on the phone, answer texts before 8 or after 6. And I also say to them, if I'm working with a couple, one of you is going to be the lead. One of you will ask most of the questions. If you text me, I will text that person back, but it will not be immediate. If you call me, you're almost always going to go to my voicemail because I'm usually busy with someone else or on an appointment, or it's rare that I can pick up and answer my own phone. So feel free to leave me any questions, any and all questions on my voicemail, and I will get back to you. If you email me, and that's the best way to communicate with me, I will respond to you and I will CC your partner. And that way, you've asked the question, your partner may have been thinking about the same question, and I've answered it and answered you both. So the preferred method of communication is via email. And try and keep in mind that we don't deal with emergencies in this business. It's all planned. So there's always time to stop and think and respond rather than react. So when do we communicate? As often as possible. Towards the beginning of your relationship with your clients, there will be many opportunities to communicate. You will not have to look for them. If you are working for a seller client, you have an opportunity to communicate every single time you have a showing, and you should communicate with them after each and every showing. When you do, however, do not raise their hopes. Only tell them the facts. So-and-so looked at your property, they had an agent with them, they were from XYZ town, they are thinking of moving in the next XYZ months. Only the facts, not your impressions, because you don't want to get your clients' hopes up. After an open house is a great time to communicate with your seller client. So anytime there is an event that has to do with the property, every week on the same day, you should be communicating with your seller and your buyer clients. We happen to do it on Mondays because there's apt to be more activity on the weekend, so Monday's a great time to do that. Our clients get an update email from us every single Monday. The subject line of the email is update, then whatever happened. We want our clients to feel as if it's a habit, because it is, and they can expect an email from us every single Monday. And I guarantee you, if their friends say to them, gee, what do you hear from your real estate agent? They're going to say, well, I'll tell you, we get an update from them every single Monday. You know why they say that? It's because they do. And the title of the email is Update. So that's how to communicate with your clients and when.